welcome to this practice. Let's start with some breathing. Place your hands underneath your navel and push the hands out on your inhale. Exhale, bring in the belly towards the spine and continue this deep belly breathing and this slow, continuous breath. Long, exaggerated inhale and exhale. Just to begin by connecting to the breath. We're going to be moving a little bit, and this moving meditation is what it is. And we'll do a short one so we have time to sit down and meditate together and talk a little bit and connect. I know it's one-sided because it's just this one person that you're looking at, but I do believe in transmission of energy and even in some weird way that I may be able to sense into you now that I'm recording, sense into you later who's watching. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm into. Totally sci-fi. Good, let's do one more big inhale and exhale here. Pushing the hands out, and let's continue with the principle of pushing the hands out as we just take the hands underneath the lower rib and you squeeze in here. So not up where you can, where it's like, oh, that's my ribs, not there, lower. And then squeeze in and then breathe. Inhale, you push the hands out. Exhale, you squeeze in a little bit more. Keep at it, and you are opening the mechanisms of the breath, making room for this so important breathing mechanism of yours. A few more times. One last time, big breath. And a squeeze in, good. Now the last exercise with the breathing. Place your hands on your kidneys. Right around here. You can go lower, you could go more up, but make sure that you're comfortable here. And we're rooted into our legs. And no matter what the position almost in these. Now inhale. And you can feel that you're breathing into your kidneys if you're paying attention. And exhale, let that go. Inhale, breathe into those kidneys. Exhale, let it go. So what you can do is come a little bit back on your heels on your inhale. And letting completely go. Coming a little bit to your toes on your exhale. Inhale. To your kidneys, exhale, letting it go. So it's really a matter of attention and maybe this slight feeling in your hands that you're breathing into your lower back and up into your kidneys. Let's do one more time. Tonifying the kidneys. Good. And let that go. Good. Just because I did that one video on the reverse breathing, I want to repeat that as often as I can because I enjoy it and I want to get it into my day somehow, and it can be done in many ways. So let's just do that one real quick. I said this was going to be the last breathing, but I remembered I want to do this one too, and then we'll continue. Okay, so come a little bit down in your knees, soft belly. Good. And then on your inhale, what we do is pull up, the perineum up, diaphragm down, suck in the belly. That's the reverse breathing where you let go on your exhale. I'm saying this because I've been explaining it in another video, and I know you may not have seen it, but you could if you wanted to, right? So, not a complete explanation again, but let's just do this. And if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, just suck in your belly. Like, you want to squeeze it in, and then you let go. Because it's a little bit, we don't want to squeeze in and tighten up, right? But it's all in the connecting. The purpose of this is connecting to your lower elixir field here, right? Your lower dantian, and then letting that come out into the whole body, and it feels really good. So let's do some reversed abdominal breathing. Inhale, suck in. Exhale, turn the hands out and breathe out. So let's do it like this. Your hands go in and out. You're out and you're down in your legs a little bit. Nothing much is happening. It's just your hands. Here's the signal to now breathe in, tighten up if you will. Just a little bit, and then exhale, let it go. So it's an important rule is to remember that we don't go all the way with it tightening up. Just a little squeeze, a little tug, a little coming down with diaphragm, and then coming out. So do it in your own pace. A few more times. It does require some focus to do all of these 3 actions at once. On your exhale, you can feel like the energy is being sent out throughout the body. A couple of more times. Good. Let's go into knocking at the doors of life, and what we do is just go a little bit wider with your feet, bend knees here, and start to turn from your hips and waist, and your arms and your hands knock across your lower body. Keep breathing, and really all of these exercises are breathing exercises, so it's I guess it's not over until it's over. And in one of the videos I said something about the head, so if you've seen that one, let's do that. And that's all about being pulled up from what you can call the jade pillow, just underneath your skull, in the lower part of your skull. You feel like you have this sort of lift up, and then you can look directly if you wanted, just right straight ahead, but you can also turn the head. You get maybe a little bit of a stretch there as you just follow the arms and you turn your head that direction. Keep breathing. Feel good in your own skin, and if you don't, you are at the right spot. You are really here for, there's a purpose to you being here. If you're struggling feeling comfortable in your own body, for sure, this is gonna help. Okay, let's do one more from this position, and that's just to place a hand up here underneath the collarbone. So your hands are now tapping on your one kidney, and one is underneath your collarbone, just on the chest area. So chest, kidney, chest, kidney. We're still moving from the hips, from the waist area. Breathing and slowing it down. Go lower with the hands here. So lowering the arms to where we started. And then now go into water waves. And what you do is just come out with your hands. You're not knocking, you're not tapping anymore. So you're just, and what you're doing is you're turning still from your hips, making these movements, water-like movements. You can close your eyes and you can notice the energy that has been activated. Good. And slowly bring that to ease. Good. Come to stillness. Good, good, good. All right. All right. Let's do a couple of more before we sit down. Okay? You're doing very well. You're here. You're practicing with me. I'm so happy about that. Okay, so bend knees, and this is also a breathing exercise, and it's really a clearing exercise. So what you can think of is anything you want to let go of. Anything you want to let go of. I just did an interview in a Danish podcast on IFS, but I also did one on this channel, a little bit on IFS. And what they talk about there in internal family systems is some of the parts carry burdens. And so ever since I was inspired by that model and that tradition and way of thinking, I started to think in this exercise that I'm giving my burdens, I'm dropping my burdens to the earth. Here you go. Just take them. I'm not dropping parts of me, but burdens, right? The ones we've just, maybe just, someone gave it to us and it's not really ours and we don't really want to keep carrying them. So come up and then you drop and you turn at the same time, okay? Inhale up and then you just exhale through the mouth, okay? Inhale. Inhale the other side. So you come up, drop and turn. Drop and turn. Let it go. We don't know if there's burdens, right? But we can imagine that, just imagine that maybe there is something that you can actually drop and let go of. And the earth has this quality of transforming exactly that. So here one hand's go in front, the other hand goes behind, letting it go. A few more times. Have you cleared it out? Oh, especially the generational ones, those traumas, I let go of them. Slow it down, and come to stillness. Good, good. Let's just do a stretch. So a little dragon stretch here, and what you do is you bring your hands up and to one side, doesn't matter which side, and you look at them like you're holding a baby or a mirror even, and then you send the hands away, look in the other direction. Really just stretch the arms, open the hands. Inhale, look at the hands. Exhale, turn the head. Stretch the arms. Continue. So what we're doing here is stretching the lines of tension on the arms and into the neck. Inhale as you come in. Exhale, stretch it out. One more time. And you can hold it. This last one, just hold it if you wanted to stretch a little bit more thorough. And let it go. Let's do the other side. Okay, so look at the mirror or the baby, whichever metaphor you prefer. I kind of prefer the mirror because it's like, okay, I see this and now I'm stretching it out. Inhale here, exhale, stretch. So you can do a little bend if you wanted to, and the inhale, you bend in the knees, exhale, come a little bit up and stretch. Do it in your own time. I also like the metaphor of a mirror because, palm readers, I think they're onto something. That's the thing I cannot do, not yet anyway. I haven't studied that, but it sounds really interesting. So maybe it's all right there, written in your palm. Okay. Do one more and hold the stretch. And easily let go of that. Good. Now find your Wuji position here. Bent knees, relaxed tailbone, relaxed shoulders, and a sense of being pulled upward from the crown. Good. And you rest into your feet as you're really being held by the earth here. Good. Let's open the flow to 6 directions. So flow the hands up like this. Inhale, you push forward. Exhale, you come in and out. Inhale, bring it in. And exhale all the way through all of your energy centers. And let it go. Continue. And don't mind this is weird or a little bit technical if you haven't done it before. He'll come. And if you have done it before, and you're thinking, that looks strange in that body, why would anyone think that anyway? But it really does look different, right? Whoever is performing this. So just do this in your own way, in your own body for sure. And what you're doing is activating the upper, the middle, and the lower danjian, the energy centers. And we're moving here with as much ease as possible. So really let go of any stretch or any activation like that. And here it's relaxation that's moving us. So do it in your own time. You may feel that I'm doing it too slow or too fast for you. Please tune into your own pace. I know we can all learn to go slower for sure, but I also think there's so much value to sensing where you are and what you need in the moment, rather than trying really hard to do it in this one correct way. So connect to the energy all around and inside yourself. Let's go one more round. Inhale, you float the arms up. Exhale, push away. Inhale, come back and out. And exhale as you come in. And you can totally add breath. I feel like doing it one more time. Sorry about that. Just one more time is what I feel is right. So you could coordinate this with the breathing or not. Okay, so let's step the feet in and do a little bamboo in the wind, and then we're gonna sit for meditation. So here just do bamboo in the wind, which is feet together and breathing freely, and see how that moves the body. Meanwhile, you have your hands centered here. The whippings of the thumbs interwoven, and you're storing the energy like this. You are putting emphasis on your lower danjian, like taking it all in, absorbing all of that energy. Good. And if you will, you can find a chair to sit in or sit on the floor or wherever you are, wherever you can sit. And I'll sit right here. Okay. How close can I be? Okay, like this. Good. Good. Keep breathing. And I'll just share a few thoughts about my motivation for doing this. And I hope that you can just be in your own mind for sure, and in your own space as I'm talking about it. It's just that I felt the need to. I mean, some of you may only have found me on YouTube and not seen the whole podcast part. And in the podcast section, I do a lot of explaining. I've done a lot of, I think, pouring my heart out there. And so I just wanted to add a little bit to you who may just be watching here. The reason that I'm doing this, I mean, I guess there exist people who can do something just on their own and not having the need to share them. And I think that's a personality thing. So the need to share them, these practices, I guess that's a whole other topic. So let's just stick with why am I even practicing it? And that's because I was born with PTSD. I came in with, first of all, a birth trauma where they thought I was dead and I had broken different bones. And my mother's description was that I came out blue. I don't know the validity of it, but that's what I was told. And they assumed that I was dead. And then, I was treated like a dead baby you don't want to look at. And then, I was alive. Surprise. I was alive. So that's that birth trauma. And also intergenerationally, I mentioned it before, right? The inherited trauma from your heritage, from the people before you, from the generations before you, of, for example, not having enough food and a lot of abuse in relationships, a lot of female suppression. I mean, this is not unique to me, and I'm not blind to that. There's a lot of this that also just comes with the culture that, for example, this gender has been through. So there's even that. And in that sense, all of us come in with something. But I did specifically come in with what we today call PTSD. And I know that from my symptoms as a child, where I was easily startled. And yeah, that's just one thing, right? And where also I kind of collapsed, was so activated in my autonomic nervous system, and then kind of collapse on top of that. It's really hard to pull myself up. So there's all of that as evidence, and then I also, as I've studied astrology, seen a very particular signature of coming in with traumatic past. And that doesn't mean that it has to keep existing, right? It doesn't mean now you're doomed. And please don't listen to anyone who's saying, any astrologer who's saying this is just you for the rest of your life. That's not how it works. Life doesn't work that way, but it does work that way, that we do come in with wounds, and that they're not easily just sent away. You can't send them away. And even if you want to use the word as healing them, a lot can be healed. And some is maybe just blending into our personality and is something that we have to tackle. And that, I guess, is also a whole other topic, whether we can heal all of our wounds or what. But for now, what I wanted to say is that my main motivation here, doing these practices, is because of that past. Okay? So it's because I need to check in with my body. And I need the attention of the breath in order to restore something and in order to feel alive and connect to my aliveness. Yeah, so I actually just wanted to come on and say that, because often YouTube video us, YouTubers, like this, it seems like it can become a sport almost, there's all of these people doing all of these flowing moments, and it's supposed to be beautiful and all of that. And I hope I made that disclaimer for you right from the beginning, that it's not about how you look. But still, I feel the critique sometimes at me, because it's, you can talk about the quality, and even though I have a Qigong instructor certificate, I'm not completely secure using the term Qigong yet, because I know there's people who've been in this tradition forever. Instead of a birth trauma, they were birthed into this tradition, and of course, they know a lot more than me. So how can I do this, right? What right do I have to share these practices? And what I want to say is, it doesn't matter so much to me. I guess that's part of the problem, that for them, that for me the tradition doesn't matter as much, and that's fine. I can call it whatever it is, but I'm very grateful for the tradition. I'm very grateful for this wisdom, and I'm using it for healing purposes, right? For connecting to myself. And and I guess realizing again and again that I am alive. I'm not dead. I am alive still. There's still some life in me. Okay. Let's just sit for a moment in silence together and breathing. Connect to your breath. And thank you for staying into my little explanation here. I know you have your story, and I know that whatever you've been through, it doesn't define you. It's just part of what has happened, and then there are other parts, and then there are other meanings to put into that story. And then there is so much more to explore. And I hope we can do that together. Continue to breathe together. And connect, talk. Yeah. So here on YouTube, there's also the podcast part of it. There's just no visual. But that means you can walk in nature while you're listening. You don't have to look at it. So yeah, I hope to connect somehow, and of course you're very welcome also for a consultation with me. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next time.